Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a hashtag Pure Blood t shirt because Pure Bloods, well, they're the smart people who decided not to be a lab rat for the US government. And I like to make sure everyone knows. Anyway, I'm using my laptop. I bought a laptop, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and I never use it. But I bought it or maybe I bought it 2 years ago. I forgot. Whatever. Anyway, I bought it so I could, do do the podcast and do video editing on it. But I never use it because I was still using my tower, my other computer, which I guess was my dad's computer, but I use it now. But anyway, so this is just kind of a test to see if it works, but I'll still talk. Anyway, I recently discovered some good news. There's gonna be an anime that's based off a manga, and there's gonna be an anime coming out soon called My Life as Inika-san's Dog. So basically, it's about a guy like a teenager who wakes up as one of his classmates' dogs. That's it. That's not that interesting. But the part that is interesting, it's hard to talk. Sorry, I've been singing for the past hour or so. The interesting part about this anime is that the girl and the dog are going to have an intimate relationship. um, and so no, there's nothing wrong with that. Because first of all, it's anime. It's a cartoon. It's pixels. It's not real. Now, if it was real life, I used to be friends with this girl. Yeah, I know. I used to be friends with this girl who used to have sex with her dog. I'm not kidding. I'm not making it up. She would post videos of it on Facebook. Um, I saw nothing wrong with it because I don't care. It's not a person. You're not taking advantage of a human being. Um, the dog seemed happy. But anyway, that's beside the point. There are people who are triggered about this, and of course, they're on Twitter. And on Twitter, they're renaming the show. Remember, the show's called My Life as Inukai-san's Dog. It's takes place in Japan. It's about a Japanese girl and her pet dog. Anyway, on Twitter, they're renaming it. Um, My Life is just a white girl's dog because of the social stigma, the not the social stigma, the what's it called? The stereotype that white people like to sleep with animals. Now, even though in real life I did know one person, one white girl who did do that, that doesn't mean everyone does that. Now we have to learn that stereotypes are wrong, and Twitter is being very racist right now by changing the race of the main character, Inukai, and saying she's white because she's having a relationship with her dog. I just think that's wrong, and I just want to call them out. Now, also, Twitter isn't real life, so I don't really care because once again, I use Twitter to sometimes repost these podcasts, but yeah, that's about it. And of course, no one really watches them on there. If I pick the right topic, like certain topics get actually like a lot of views. Like there have been a few podcasts where I post on Twitter and it'll say like whatever. I've just a random, like 81 people saw your post or whatever. Doesn't mean they watched it, but certain topics just get more views. But anyway, I'm actually looking forward to this anime. Like, I want to see how they like how far they go because like I don't know how far the relationship is, you know. But I'm thinking the dog gets to third base. That's my guess. I'm gonna guess that. I'm gonna guess that. I hope so, because we need a good love story. Like they should see. Like I've always thought, like Pokemon. There's this one Pokemon called a Gardevoir, and it's a humanoid. Like it's a humanoid shaped Pokemon. Very attractive. Has a very symmetrical haircut. Adds to it. Skinny, nice body. I've always thought that they should have like a love story with like a male Pokemon trainer and a Gardevoir because it just seems so natural, like that you would find an alien looking creature attractive. I have problems. I should have kept that thought to myself. My bad. My bad. Anyway, uh, well, like, of all the things to be triggered over, now I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to be like, well, there's a war going on right now. You should only focus on that. How can you care about anything else? But I mean, that's what people say. I just love like when people pick and choose, like like it's like stuff that doesn't matter. You can be offended over, like an anime. I mean, I can't. I don't know. I've just never been upset over things that aren't real. Cartoons in general, like they're pixels, and like even though it's like it's a dog and a girl, it's not really a dog and a girl. It's pixels shaped in like a dog and a girl. So I don't know. Like I have no emotion based. Oh, actually, I do have an emotion. It's called excitement because I can't wait to be entertained. But anyway, um, actually this anime news is more relevant than the war anyway because at least this anime news is real news because you can't believe anything about this war that's going on right now because hell like there was I think it was yesterday on the Russian news because it's like a state run like their news is state run so that's why I'm just going to Russian news. There's a broadcast and the news anchor she's reading the news and it's very positive about how Russia's liberating Ukraine. Like it's not a war, it's liberation, and Ukraine is welcoming the soldiers with open arms. And then there's someone who works, I think like a I forgot what to call it, like a news producer or whatever, someone that works behind the scenes. It doesn't matter. She holds up a sign saying, uh, this this is propaganda. They're lying to you. Stop the war. So you're getting news from like so obviously the Russians are getting real news from Russia, and it's so bad that people because like over there in Russia, like you do stuff like that, you go to jail. Like out here in America, you can have a fiery but peaceful protest, and you know, instead of going to jail for 5 years for arson, you're out in like 2 hours. Okay, over in Russia, like right now, if you're protesting the war, like it's considered illegal, and like you can get like 15 years in jail. So like that woman who was hold up the sign behind the news anchor is definitely going to be in jail for a couple of years. So like there's a big difference between being woke in America and woke in Russia. you you go to jail. You know, you can't like whatever say anything negative about a, like say anything negative about anyone who. It's hard to talk. You can't say anything negative about a person in power in Russia without having your life threatened or your freedom threatened. But you could do anything you want out here in America, and that's why so many stupid people talk, which is a big problem. But anyway, also Jesse Juicy Smollett, the the bundle of sticks that faked a hate crime. I know you've probably seen it in the news, but he got like 5 months in jail, I believe. Was it five? Yeah, he got 5 months in county, I think. I don't know much about jail. I think he went to county, right? Because there's real jail where there's like murderers. Like that's like I think that jail's different than the jail he went to. Okay, but anyway, it's still jail. Jail's jail. Your freedom's lost. That's the most important thing. Okay, anyway, uh, Jesse. I'm gonna call him Jesse because I can't say his bundle of sticks name. It's so annoying. But anyway, he's in solitary confinement just because he's famous, and I'm just assuming he'd be a target, whatever. And plus he's a bundle of sticks. But anyway, he's only been in jail for 5 days, and his lawyers have filed an emergency motion that he should be let out immediately because of COVID. Well, that's one of the reasons they gave. Because he is immune deficient, and because of COVID, his life is in great danger. I mean, rich people can just make up stuff, and I guess it's okay. The fact that see, I thought Jesse was gonna get 2 years, like because the max is 3 years. I thought, yeah, the max term he could have got was 3 years. I thought he was gonna get sentenced for 2 years because he tried to start a race war, basically. What he did is a very major crime because that's a crime on society. Now everyone knows I don't give a rat's ass about society, but even though I don't care about society, I don't actively hurt society. That's why I stay low. That's why I avoid positions of power because I'm not a nice guy. I know what kind of guy I am. You know, so because I'm one of those people who just wants to see the world burn, but I don't add to it because the world's doing fine on its own burning. Trust me. And I'm not talking about global warming because that's not real. And climate change, that's not real. But yeah, so and like his lawyers were like, he's suffered enough. He's already paid the price, so he should just be let out of jail. Now, anyone else? Do you know how many people are in jail right now who are thinking the same thing? Well, there's COVID, or I've suffered enough. Like pretty much everyone in jail is thinking like, oh, I've done enough. It doesn't work like that. Like rich people live in a different world. Didn't like Paris Hilton only serve like 2 hours in jail? It's like something stupid because she was crying. They let her out. I mean, give me a break. The judge was too lenient. False accusations need to stop because false accusations are messing up a lot of things. Like all kinds of false accusations, all of them. From like, there's this guy in Australia. He fixed this woman's flat tire. Now this is all on video. Fixed this woman's flat tire. The woman then filed a police report saying that he held her against her will for a couple hours and sexually assaulted her. It's all on video. The only thing he did was change her tire and drive off. This guy lost everything. False accusation. You know what happened to the woman? Nothing. You know? False accusations, man. But this, Jesse's false accusation with this hate crime, that has major ramifications because it just ramps up society in a way that we don't need it ramped up. I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough people don't know their gender, or and it's also bad enough people don't know how to describe what a woman is. You're gonna add like other stuff to this cesspool, this pile of garbage of a society we live in. Just makes no sense. The judge should have gave him 3 years. And then also all these things that he's saying in jail, like his life is in danger, he's whatever, losing it, blah blah, whatever, all this crap. If he lied about a hate crime and like he doubled, tripled, quadrupled, quintupled down on it was real, don't you think that everything everything else he's saying is a lie too? I mean, if you go, I mean, like if you pull a 10 out of 10 when it comes to like the lie dismount, Jesse got a 10. Like that fake hate crime, I mean, that was like, I don't know, like that was just like, I don't know, like think of like the best like performance you've ever seen, you know? The French kiss of performances. This was that of lies. This was the greatest of all time of lies, of hoaxes or whatever. I mean, this guy, I don't know, like his lie was so big, it was national news. Okay, that is amazing. His lie was national news, and it was all bullshit. Wasted like over $100,000 in taxpayers' dollars because of the police time investigating it, and then you add just the court. There's all this, all the resources he wasted, and then who are the people who actually believe this in the first place? No one recognizes this guy. He said he was attacked by two white guys, and they recognized him. And I just, no one watches the show he was on, let alone two MAGA country Trump supporters. And the reason why a Trump supporter wouldn't watch a show because a Trump supporter has an intelligence over shoebox. Come on, let's be honest. Shows like the show he was on aren't good. I don't even remember the name of the show he was on, but there's a bunch of black people on it, and I just remember it's has like this one woman who has a really hard face to look at. She's hard to look at. I don't know, like Hollywood has a way of making ugly people good looking, and like the way they do it is they just repeat it over and over. Yeah, so she was one of those people. But anyway, neither here nor there. But if it was anyone else, a regular guy, like you wouldn't even make the news. Like if you filed a motion, and that's another thing. It's like every little thing he does, the news reports it. Like I don't. We gotta stop giving people like Jesse. We have to stop giving him a spotlight or a platform. You know, every time he files a motion, it shouldn't even be news. It's pointless. I mean, you don't get anything. No, I guess but whatever. Just changes have to be made. And like also, he's saying his life is in danger, and his family's life is in danger. His family is getting calls threatening them and him. Now you spend and you're still doing. You spend over 2 years lying about a hate crime. What makes anyone think that these death threats are true? You probably had, you probably paid someone else to make the calls, just like you paid those two other guys to beat you up. I mean, like once you've gone, head first off the cliff of lies without a parachute, it's hard to pull that one back. Like, if like liars are liars because they always lie. It's not like, whatever, like no honey, I didn't eat your leftovers. Like, I understand that lie. So if you lied about that, I'm going to still believe you when you say other stuff. But if it's a lie like, yeah, hate crime, just there's a big difference between I ate your leftovers to hate crime. So those two things, one of them, a liar would say. The other one's just like a regular person. So I don't believe anything this guy says. So I don't believe that he's getting death threats. But it is what it is. Anyway, I've said enough. Let's see if this test works, and tell me if you like the quality of this. Anyway, peace.